All right, hello Riley. Another day where we must hike. Today is Sunday, Riley. Sunday, August 11th, day number 101, and we're finally getting ready to go. This was our campsite last night. Nice little clearing on the side of the trail. And we got into camp really late last night, and then it took me a while to finally get to sleep, but I eventually got to sleep. But then I think I slept pretty late today. I was in no hurry to get up. I was very tired this morning. Riley, that's not the trail over there. This is the trail, come on. So, but at least we're finally getting moving. I'm always low energy in the morning, and I'm low energy again today. Riley, hey you. Riley is high energy right now. So I'm gonna ask him, Riley, hold up, as I usually do, to, Riley, stay behind me and let me adjust my positioning of Riley's leash. To put it through my arm strap first. So at least we're getting moving. We're starting the day. I always feel like there's always a risk of, unless you actually do something, that you just stay in your tent all day. You have to actually, the easiest thing to do is to just stay in your tent all day and sleep or rest. But it takes work to get everything packed up. And so we put that work in, and we're finally getting moving. My feet feel a little different today because so far I've been always wearing 2 pairs of socks. I've been wearing my Darn Tough socks as my outer layer, and I've been wearing a sock liner, the Injinji toe socks, as my sock liner. I got a new pair of Injinji toe socks when I was in Daleville, which was like 700 miles ago. Riley, I think you're already all tangled up, man. Hold up, Riley. Riley, hey you. Riley, hold up, buddy. You're already tangled up. How do we untangle you, Riley? There we go. Riley, hold up, buddy. Yeah, so I got a new pair of socks, but that was a long time ago. And they quickly developed like a minor hole. But now both of those socks have 2 gaping holes in the front and the back of the bottom of the sock. So I've been continuing to wear them, the toe socks, beneath my Darn Tough socks. But then today, well, yesterday I was actually feeling some like bunching up of the socks, and it was starting to feel like uncomfortable in certain areas of my foot, kind of like the middle area of the bottom of my foot. And so today I looked at the socks and I'm like, these are just in really, really bad condition, and I decided to just wear the Darn Tough socks. I'm not wearing a sock liner. Just going with the single Darn Tough sock, and it actually definitely feels different as I'm walking. Just feels like my foot is a little freer. Feels like it has more room. And the socks are in such bad condition that I think I'll just throw them away with my trash the next time I get to a trash can. And I was planning on replacing the Darn Tough socks when I get my new pair of shoes, which currently I think I'm planning to do when we get to the town of Kent, Connecticut. in about 60 miles. Riley races for the opportunity to get ahead. At least the trail is starting off nice and flat and easy. That's nice. Last night, as we were hiking to our campsite, or just hiking en route to eventually find our campsite, we were within the last mile or so. I saw a couple headlamps coming from the opposite direction, and this was like close to midnight. Oh, Riley. Oh, Riley. Oh, Riley. This is annoying because now I gotta take his leash off. Hold up, buddy. Hold up. Hold up, Riley. Yeah, so I saw a couple of headlamps coming in the opposite direction, and then when we crossed paths, it was two ladies, and they were like, "We're doing 100 miles." And I'm like, "All at once? All in one go?" And they're like, "Yes, we're doing 100 miles straight." And I said, "Are you on a time crunch?" And they're like, "Yes, we're on a time crunch." But they made time to talk to me ever so briefly, and I said, "Well, okay, well, don't let me hold you up." And so then they continued on. So I didn't get any more information. Riley, hold up, buddy. I know, Riley. Hold up, dude. I didn't get any more information other than that they were trying to do 100 miles in one go without, stopping for camp or anything like that. So that's a pretty tough feat. That's more miles than Riley and I have done in the last week combined. But it was cool to see them. Definitely cool to see them. I was not expecting to see any headlamps that late at night. Now we got a little uphill. Just a little uphill, but it's definitely taxing on my muscles. I'm definitely not a morning person. Just gotta ease into the day here. And the late nights are definitely starting to they're definitely taking its toll, because it's definitely causing me to wake up later and get started later. So but of course the reason like I did a late night last night is, well, we had to get to our campsite, and yeah, so I mean, it's just like a catch-22. You either don't hike late into the night and just do a really short day, and then you're not really making the progress that you need to, or you hike later and you get further along, but then you're getting in late and you're not getting much sleep, and you're getting up late the next day, and then that cuts into your hiking time the next day, and it's just a vicious cycle. So I definitely recognize that it would definitely be nice to maybe today get to camp earlier, at the expense of maybe doing a few extra miles. But hopefully we can at least get like our average in that we need to. Riley, oh, you're so energetic. So I calculated our new average last night to reach the end of the trail. Like I said, today is August 11th. So as of today, including today, there's 15 days in October. Then I'm counting on 30 days in September. So 45 days combined there. And then 21 days left in August, including today. So that's 66 days total. And as of last night, with the remaining mileage that we have to do in these next 66 days, we have to average like 11.88 miles per day. So rounding that up, it's basically 11.9. So that's my new goal, you know, my new minimum goal to reach every day. And it's nice to go over that because then we can make it easier on us for the rest of the hike. And 11.9 miles is a lot of miles on tough terrain. So it definitely would be nice to bring that down as we get closer to like New Hampshire and Maine. But at the same time, it would also be nice to get to camp earlier and get a good night's friggin' sleep. At least a few times a week. So, yeah. Gotta balance those two. Competing priorities. So we'll see what happens today. But the trail's starting off, it's a pretty nice trail today, so that's good. All right, so this is the Appalachian Market that I had mentioned previously. And I thought about not really stopping and just hiking on. But I decided to stop. Even though I didn't need any food, I decided to stop anyway. And I got myself a Perry's cookies and cream ice cream. A standard big boy tub, 1.5 quarts. And I'd say I finished it there. It took me a while, and I'm definitely full now. I also ordered myself a breakfast sandwich. This is an egg and cheese hero. And I'm gonna take this with me and eat it. Maybe for dinner tonight, because I don't think I'll be hungry for the rest of the day today. So, we stopped here. This is a busy road here. I think one of these is some US route, like US Route 9, and then this one I think is a New York route. Yeah, so busy intersection. There's a lady here that was talking to me while I was eating the ice cream. Very nice lady. I would say she's not an extrovert. I'm sorry, I would say she's not an introvert. Yeah, she was very nice. But as an introvert myself, I enjoy it's amazing that I get so much solitude on the trail, but I still need more solitude. And I kind of just wanted to eat my ice cream and just like I'm fine with some conversation, but she literally just left as I finished my ice cream. So it was nice talking to her and getting to know her. Part of the trail experience. But at the same time, I think it would have been a little bit happier if I was just by myself and eating the ice cream. I guess part of the reason I say that it's not like anything against the person, but it's just that I'm spending so much energy hiking, and then even just sitting here, trying to engage in a conversation, it takes a good bit of energy. You got to focus on what the other person's saying, and that takes energy. So it's simpler to not be engaged in a conversation and just be able to be alone in your thoughts. That's more restful, I would say. And so that, I guess that's why I sort of prefer to be alone in my thoughts and not engage in a ton of conversation. I was mostly listening, but even that takes up energy. I should stop complaining, but yeah, so got the ice cream, good ice cream. And I didn't mention, last night before I got to the first campsite, Hemlock Springs campsite, which we eventually hiked on from, I got my water, or I filled up on water at this good stream. And once I got my last bottle filled, it was this bottle actually, got this filled, and then I was standing over the stream, over the running water, and I was ready to put the cap back on. It's got a black cap, and I accidentally dropped the cap into the stream, and I assume the cap immediately just got into the current and just flew down the stream. And it was a pretty fast moving stream, so I did spend a while like looking for it, thinking it might have gotten stuck on something, but I wasn't able to find it. So I lost my bottle cap, and today this was just sitting here, so I just took the cap off, and now I've replaced my bottle cap. So I'm back to having 4 functional liters of water bottles, which is good. All right, so Riley and I are gonna get back on trail and resume the hiking, and we'll check in later. Mr. Riley. Riley got some food and a good bit of water also. That's his bowl. He left some oatmeal in his bowl, but he ate most of it. All right, so hello. I don't really have much of an update I'm not really sure what I'm going to say here, but I figure it's been a while since I had the camera on, and I think we're getting close to evening time. Riley and I have gone about 7 miles on the day. The trail has been pretty nice today. We've had some uphill and downhill, but we've also had a lot of just level walking and a lot of just trail like this, where it's not too rocky and just relatively easy hiking. We took a break a short while ago. We've taken several breaks today, but none that are super long. And I ended up eating my egg and cheese hero. I was thinking I would save it for the end of the day today, but I saw it and I just couldn't resist opening it up, and I was hungry, and so I ate it. It was quite good. So hopefully that will give me some good nourishment for the evening walking. I'd still like to do at least another 5 miles to get up to 12 miles today. And then we'll see what we do once we get there. It's starting to cool down. It was the typical warm day earlier today, but now we're starting to get a relatively cool evening. Oh my goodness, ow! Yeah, I just got my the shin part of my leg stuck, just kind of made contact with the rock, and I've hit it several times before, so it's kind of tender. Riley is in no hurry, so that's where the sun is. I feel like that usually means it's close to like 7 o'clock actually, maybe 6 or 7 o'clock. There we go, Riley, good job. There's something called Canopus here. We walked over, got to the top of Canopus Hill, and then we just passed Canopus Hill Road. And in a few miles, there's something called Canopus Hill Lake. So it seems to be a popular name around here. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. We're just, like always, taking it one footstep at a time. Haven't seen many northbound hikers today. The guys that were at the Trail Magic yesterday, Gravy, Wiki. So Gravy's a 70-year-old hiker who Riley and I have crossed paths with several times. Wiki is a younger hiker, maybe about the same age as me, maybe a little bit younger. Seems like he's very intelligent. Not that other hikers are not intelligent, but yeah, so there's Wiki, and then there's a guy named Pack Rat, who's like a middle-aged guy. Wiki and Pack Rat are both, I think they're pretty fast hikers. And Gravy is a good hiker as well, but I think he's a little slower than the other two. But nevertheless, we're all at the same, relatively the same spot on the trail at this point in time. Anyway, so yeah, those were the other 3 hikers that were at the Trail Magic yesterday, and they all camped at the campsite about 1.5 miles south of us last night. But then they all got up earlier than us this morning, and they all passed us. And Riley and I saw them at that Appalachian Trail Market / deli. They all stopped in there, and they were all packing up and getting ready to go just as Riley and I got there. So by the time Riley and I got going from the deli, they were probably hiking for about 2 hours or so. I'm estimating that Riley and I spent about 2 hours there, because it took me that much time to get the food and then eat that big tub of ice cream. Anyway, so I say that just to mention that all 3 of those hikers were ahead of us pretty much the whole day today, and no one's passed us, and we haven't caught up to anybody else. We did see a couple southbound hikers today, so it seems like Riley and I are, I've said this before, pretty much the caboose on the northbound Appalachian Trail hikers. I'm sure there's some through hikers going northbound that are behind us. There's got to be, but not too many. I'm sure the vast majority of northbound hikers are in front of us. One thing I didn't mention yesterday about the Trail Magic that Atlas and Just Jenny put on was they mentioned to us that when they hiked in 2017, they started in May after the bubble started. And so they mentioned that during their hike, they kind of missed out on a lot of the Trail Magic that people who start earlier around the time that the bubble starts generally are able to receive most generally in the southern states like Georgia. So it's pretty common to get a lot of trail magic when you first start out, if you're starting out around the time that the bubble starts. And so he mentioned that because he started late, he missed out on that trail magic. And so now that he's doing trail magic himself, he was like, it wasn't an accident that he showed up yesterday at the place that he showed up and at the time that he showed up, because he said he was particularly targeting to get hikers who are behind the bubble, which is the case for Riley and I. So I mean, we were still lucky to see him yesterday. Still a very slim chance that we would just happen to be at the same spot that he's giving out trail magic on the exact same day. It's kind of lucky, but at the same time, he picked that spot because he knew that anybody crossing there would be behind the bubble, and he just wanted to, like, he kind of knows what it's like to feel like you're missing out on trail magic, and so he wanted to kind of make up for that a bit, which was super nice of him. Not just nice, it's just like super cool, super awesome. Much appreciated. Oftentimes when I'm on the trail, I have thoughts about wanting to improve my cooking skills when I get off trail and am no longer hiking every day. I feel like it would be fun to become a more skilled food preparer. I feel like I'm a decent food preparer for my own standards. Like, I feel like I'm able to make food that I do enjoy, but I feel like I could also do a lot better, and diversify the things that I make, broaden the number and types of things that I make, and improve the quality as well. So I definitely get motivated to do that. So that would definitely be a good goal for me to try to pursue whenever Riley and I finish our hike this year. It's always easier said than done. It's easy to fall back into a rut when you get off trail, but it's also good to have goals in mind that you want to pursue, so at least you have a chance of accomplishing those things. Kind of a nice sunset over there. So I think it was, the last time I talked, I think it was earlier than I thought it was. I was saying like 6 or 7 p.m., but I think it was probably closer to 5 p.m. And now I think it's getting close to like 7:30 to 8 p.m. Riley just yanked on me. So we are entering the home stretch for the day. Riley, oh my goodness. Yes, entering the home stretch for the day. I checked Mr. Far Out earlier. What in the world is Riley doing? What are you doing, Riley? What is he doing? What are you doing, Riley? Anyway, so I checked Mr. Far Out earlier. That was about like 6:45, and we had done like 9.6 miles at that point. And I saw a campsite that was like 3.6 miles ahead at that point. And I was thinking that would be a good one to target. So if we can get there, that would give us 13.2 miles on the day. And we've been hiking for a little bit since then, so we're making progress. All right, I am going to encourage Mr. Riley to come on and follow me. Very good. Yeah, so we're making progress there. I would think we should be able to get there before it gets dark and we need to use our headlamp. Oh yeah, Riley hears voices back there. People are like talking. People are talking back there. I have no idea who they are. But Riley hears voices. That's why he keeps stopping. Riley, what, man? The voices are so soft, but he's like, what are those voices? Who are those people? Let's wait for them. They're not even people on the trail. They're just like people off in the distance. All right, Riley, come on, buddy. Let's go. So, it was 3.6 miles away, and we started hiking there before 7. So, we might need to do a little night hiking to get there, but hopefully not too much. And it would definitely be nice to get a good night's sleep tonight. Don't stay up too late tonight. Just go to bed when we get to our campsite, get our tent set up, get Mr. Riley fed, get him some water. And I've already had my egg and cheese hero earlier, and my oh my goodness, Riley, what are you doing? And my tub of ice cream. Riley is just plopping down. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I've had plenty of food today, so I shouldn't need to spend a lot of time feeding myself tonight. So that should allow us to, or allow me to get to bed early. Riley is popping down because he hears voices back there. And he's like, I want to wait for the people, so. All right, so that's a little update. I just turned the camera on because I thought the sunset was kind of nice, and I hardly ever get views of the sunset. Yeah, so it's pretty nice. All right, good evening, and just wanted to close out the day here. Riley and I are in our tent now. It is 10:12 p.m. We got here maybe probably like 9:30. Sorry, probably like 9:30. And we hiked the last 0.8 miles or so in the dark, and I was using my headlamp. We are at a campsite that's just south of this water source called Canopus Creek, and this was the campsite that I had mentioned earlier that we were targeting to get to. So we ended up hiking 13.2 miles today. We started at mile 1413 and we're now at 1426.2. And we're not really at a standard campsite right now. This was something that I saw on Far Out. Someone had left a comment saying that they were able to fit some tents in here, but there was also some comments that things were starting to get overgrown with grass, and that is the case. So it's definitely not an ideal campsite. There's not a ton of space, but we are on the grass, and I was able to get the tent set up, so that's the most important thing. And we'll be fine tonight. Things are continuing. Things should fully dry out tonight, I think. Things started to dry out last night, but not completely. But I think tonight, the tent will fully dry out. So that's good. Also, I mentioned earlier today, like at the start of the day, that I was not wearing my Injinji toe liners because both my left and right socks had like gaping holes, like 2 gaping holes on the bottom of the socks. And like later on in the day, maybe like close to 7 or 7:30, I was feeling some discomfort in my toes on my right foot, and it felt like it was getting worse. And so I decided to stop, and I was actually originally planning to throw my Injinji toe liners away, thinking I just wasn't going to wear them anymore. But then I forgot to throw them away at the Appalachian Trail Market that we stopped at. And it's a good thing I forgot to, because while there are holes in the bottom of the socks, the actual part that covers the toes is fine. And so I decided to put my right Injinji sock. Yeah, so when I was experiencing the discomfort in my right foot, I decided to stop, take a break, take my shoe off and sock off, and put my Injinji liner for my right foot back on, and then put my Darn Tough sock back over that. Yeah, and that helped a lot, actually. For the rest of the day, I wasn't feeling the same discomfort in my foot. So it goes to show that those liners are indeed effective. And like just on the first day after not wearing them, I was starting to feel some not blisters, but I was getting like a rash, I think, just from more rubbing on my toes than they're used to. My left foot was fine. I was just feeling some discomfort in my right foot, but I think wearing the liners, so I'm going to plan to wear the liners tomorrow, just to avoid any potential problems, and then I'll just try to get a new pair when we get to Kent, which we're now about 47 miles away or so. We were about 60 miles away at the start of the day. Yeah, so 13.2 miles today. Didn't see many people, and we got off to a late start because we got to bed late last night, and then I spent a good amount of time at the Appalachian Trail Market when we got there, eating the ice cream. So tonight I should wrap this up soon, and just gonna try to get to bed early and get a good night's sleep so that we can get off to an earlier start tomorrow. And I don't have any other planned stops tomorrow. Like there's no delis that we're gonna get to, so we should be able to get a full day of hiking in along with our normal breaks. But I'm not aware of anything that will delay us like today with, well, I mean, the past 2 days we've had delays. We had the Trail Magic on Saturday, which was a good delay, but it was still a delay nevertheless, and it prevented us from making progress during that time. And then today I spent a good amount of time at the Appalachian Trail Market ordering the food and then eating the ice cream. So tomorrow, most likely we won't have any similar delays, so hopefully we can either do more miles or just do our regular miles and hopefully get to camp a little earlier, or maybe a combination of both. So we'll see, but it starts with getting a good night's sleep tonight. And with that, I will say good night. Riley is doing well tonight. He's getting his power rest. So yes, so good night. We will check in tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Monday, August 12th, and day number 102. So hope everyone is doing well, and bye for now.